just can't seem to grow up. I said I just can't seem to grow up. But you know what? What? I don't think I want to. All right, now follow me here. Yeah.
Welcome to Retro Fun Time. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas, and we are still in my bedroom playing some awesome adventure games from the LucasArts company. Now, normally I know I open up with an entertaining sketch or something kind of funny, but look, it takes a lot of time to do those sketches, and honestly, this is a serious show, goddammit. This is about facts and history. We should be treating it with respect. We shouldn't have any silly little sketches and things like... What the... God damn it. I left my phone on again. Sorry guys, I gotta go take this. I'll be right back. Hello. Really, what kind of savings? Really, 10% if I just switch to your company? Huh. Yeah, sure, let me give you my information. No, you have the wrong address. Oh, I'm sorry, you have the wrong... No. No, you said 10%. Featuring the talent of Ron Conroy and Mark Hamill, Full Throttle follows the journey of a biker gang called the Polecats, led by their leader, Ben. Designed by Tim Schafer and released in 1995, it's one of the better-selling LucasArts adventure games. Though many sequels were planned, all were sadly canceled. Despite its age, it's one of the better-remembered games from LucasArts. Stupid telemarketers. Where was I again? No, never mind. Anyways, we don't have enough time to actually go throughout my usual introduction to the game, so let's just jump in the gameplay. Okay, we are back in the Scum games again. We're back here on the PC, still in my bedroom, and we are playing one of my favorite LucasArts games, that being Full Throttle. I honestly remember exactly when I got this game. It was the year I got my AW32 Sound Blaster sound card, and I remember the game, the actual sound card, came with a copy of Dark Forces, not the full game, but the first 3 levels, and it came with this game called Full Throttle. And I remember putting it in and just being completely enamored with the game and totally just loving every minute of it, and I dug it a ton, and it was one of my favorite kind of games. It was definitely, you know, the point-and-click adventure game I really dug, and so for me, this was right up my alley. I don't even know what it was about the game. I just loved the story. I loved the way it looked. I loved the music. I loved the humor. I loved the way it did. It just was a fantastic game. Let me try to grab the paper.
Hey, hands off my paper.
Of course, we've got a different kind of thing. Obviously, we're still playing Scum games, as stated before, but we have obviously a different sort of look and feel for our Scum in Full Throttle. First and foremost, inventory, they've streamlined a lot more. If you notice in Sam Max, this is sort of a cumbersome sort of thing. They did things a lot differently, but you still have the same kind of items. You still have items you interact with, use with other characters, a gas can, you know, things like that. So you can do certain things with our characters. But as you notice, we have different kind of options within the Scum interface here in Full Throttle. We have the ability, of course, a little different kind of reticles. We have the same different kind of options, but the same kind of concepts. We have our fist here, which is both to punch and to, of course, interact with things in the world. We have our cursor here, which we can move around, much like in Sam and Max, and let us kind of go. We have the ability to go to other areas. We have the ability to interact with items such as grabbing them with our fists. If we wanted to, we could try to kick things. No. We can, of course, I'm not putting my lips try to put our lips on it or more or less talk to things. Or we can just look at items as well and get a whole description of stuff like that from each one. And much like all the other kind of games, everything in here, a lot of things are interactable in this world. And anything that seems important, it'll tell you. We don't get the dialogue that time because we already kind of went through that earlier on in the game. Like I said, we're kind of in a... I jumped ahead a little bit more in the game.
It's really my best.
We jumped ahead in the game, kind of, because I figured that this is the best part of the game to show you guys what Full Throttle is all about in terms of stuff. I mean, like I said, we played Sam & Max. We played an earlier Scum game. And so this is near the tail end of the whole Scum usage. I think this might have been the last Scum game before they switched to another engine, the Grim E engine, I think, or which we may get into that in the history of Scum later on in this episode. But in terms of this game, it's the same kind of concept as Sam Max. You solve puzzles, kind of progress the storyline. Right now, for example, we're trying to fix Ben here. Ben voiced by the great Ron Conroy, fix his bike up. So we have to actually kind of do some stuff. So as you notice, we have kind of a stuck here. We have a lock. You couldn't break that lock if you wanted to. You can't even, you know. It looks like a terrible padlock. Well, I've already kind of skipped around and gotten some items already. So let's actually lock pick it. Let's get the pick, do this thing, and done. Of course, we're doing this so we can get some gas for the bike. We have a couple items to get. We have to get some new forks for the wheels. We have to get some gas for the car. We have to get back our welding torch, which I think we already did. And we have to, I think that's it actually. We just get the forks, welding torch, and gas. And so let's get some gas really quick. There's this big giant gas tower for sure. Nobody will care if we take some gas. Nobody will. Oh crap. What the hell? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Shoot! God damn it! What the hell? Maybe if I. Oh gosh, shit! The cops. God, I love this game. The thing is, I know what's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen, so I hold it right there. I'm talking to you, boy. You are trespassing on private property. What's great about this game that I think, again, really sort of solidifies things, much like Sam & Max had a great art style, this also this too has a great art style, great look and feel. It's just the thing that did LucasArts that they did right, was sort of get their art down pat and kind of understand where things go. So they did great. So let's actually do this right. So now we have a gas. There's other ways you can solve kind of thing. So we know that we can't get up there. So what if we trigger it again? It's like, oh, they're coming again. What if we go hide? So let's go try to go over there because maybe we can hide. Maybe we can evade these people. Let's hide back here. They won't see us in the shadows. Let's see, the cops are coming. Remain where you... Hey, they don't see us. Oh, I told you, I nailed him last time. Man, who set off the alarm, Floyd? Maybe someone just fooled with us. Nah, that's that guy. Keep missing. If you would hold this thing still, I'm shooting. Going down for a closer look. I usually get this right the first time because I know the solution. I play this game so many times, I think I know every little solution in this game. So apparently I run away. They're running. I must be hiding up in the tower. So they think I'm up in the tower.
Let's go up and get it.
So, though I can't go up there because the cops will see me, what other way could I get gas? How about the old-fashioned way of siphoning gas? So, like in our previous thing, if you notice, we can combine items to do things together. Sort of a very quintessential way of playing these games is you combine items to do things. So we've got the gas, we got a gas thing, but how do we get fuel out of there? Well, what if we were to combine the tube, use the tube, and that? What happens? Well, we got that part. Well, how do we siphon the gas? Well, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Spit some gas out, stealing some gas. So it's the idea of using. So the idea behind, again, a lot of these games is combine all the stuff together to solve these puzzles and to get them right and to get them done. And they're always kind of sometimes creative ways of solving things using items as the way they weren't intended or not intended, but using them in kind of funny ways. And this one is for sure filled with that kind of thing. But the things that make Full Throttle really fun, I think, is, because a lot of people aren't always in particular to point-and-click adventure games, whereas for me, it's the fact of the matter that there's a compelling story, these characters with great dialogue. Like, here we go. Did you get this from the gas tower?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. Plus, I love the voice acting of Ron Conroy. We got a stellar cast in this one. Adrian Rittberger, the main villain, is voiced by Mark Hamill, who is excellent as always. Kind of almost redoing his role as the Joker from the animated cartoon Batman fame. But we're almost here out of time for our first game segment. But I just want to kind of show you one last sort of way of solving puzzles. Like I said, it's all about combining items together to do some things. For example, I want to get up in that junkyard to see if there's any forks in there, specifically for the bike. But oh crap, I can't climb there. All right, well I got that far, so let me try to run over there. How about that? Let's go there. No, I can't get there fast enough. Damn. Wait a minute, I have that lock in my inventory. What if I just locked the garage? Click. Let's see and how would I get up there? I don't even know if it's in the order because I can barely hear the audio. I had to lower it so make sure you guys can hear it. But ultimately, the game is kind of played this way, and I love it for the art style, for the look and feel, and everything else. So we're going to take a little break, come back to playing some more Full Throttle. We'll go a little bit further in the game, kind of show off more of this sort of idea. So we'll come back to this, but in the meantime, while I set up for the next shot and get everything ready, check out this video here and learn a little bit more in depth on the Scum engine by LucasArts. Every great game has some sort of engine powering the common tasks. In modern times, the Unreal 3 engine is used extensively. For LucasArts adventure games of the 90s, it was a script creation utility for Maniac Mansion, or Scum for short. Scum falls somewhere between a programming language and a game engine, allowing for game designers to create items, locations, and dialogue in a scripting language. By doing this, it allowed for script and data files to be reused in multiple platforms. All you need to do is make an interpreter for the platform, and the game is ready to go. In its main usage, Scum titles span platforms such as Windows, Mac, and even the NES. Typically, each game allowed the player to interact with the world through a series of items in the inventory and a set of verbs. This allowed for the players to quickly understand what you could do in the game. The engine would be used until 1998 when LucasArts switched to the Grim E engine utilized in Grim Fandango and Escape from Monkey Island. Okay, we are back here in Full Throttle. We've actually progressed a lot more in time. We're now at the ravine, as you notice. Ben's got his bike back, all cool on that one. But we need to get across this bridge that exploded earlier on in a glorious explosion. So we're kind of, to show more of this, there's some fun things that Full Throttle has that are not in any of the other games. Full Throttle kind of had the luck in terms of LucasArts development coming out at the right time. They had just finished, not maybe just finished, but they had finished previously some of the TIE Fighter series, and so they had some interesting kind of 3D graphics in terms of their not only rendering models and things like that, but they did some interesting things. Let's use the bike for a bit to kind of demonstrate what I mean. And this is one of the few parts of the game that really utilizes the TIE Fighter engine. It's kind of the only one, it's one of the funnier things about this game. Because this, I remember seeing this as a kid, like, holy crap, this is awesome. You know, it's you know, obviously we saw Sam and Max, that kind of stuff. So things that utilize it is what's called the Old Mine Road. It's much like in Sam & Max, we had those mini games and things like that. Full Throttle has its share of mini games. Its mini games are more in the vein of fighting. We have Father Torque here, who's going to kind of get us on stuff. We're going to skip this for now because we know we have to talk to him. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm just leaving for now. Since I know what we have to do, we have to essentially get across the bridge and get a whole bunch of items for it. But that's not the point of this conversation. What we're showing you is the Old Mine Road. This is, like I said, really the main mini game of Full Throttle. And unlike Sam and Max, where the mini games were optional, these are actually required. They're part of the story. Oh shit. And god damn it, I could use that right then. As you can tell, that is our mini game. Is sort of this weird fighting thing, and unlike in Sam & Max Freelance Police, these are actually required sort of things, and they become part of the actual gameplay. It almost is involved in the puzzle solving, and it kind of adds for some strange ways of solving puzzles. I think I can skip some of these. So I'm just kind of skipping order to kind of show you some actual fighting here. And so we have a variety of different enemies, different biking gangs and whatnot. So let's
Hey, it's my old friend Watchy.
let's just get rid of this guy. And so we have sort of different ways of doing things, and I'll be honest, I really, as a kid, kind of like this. In hindsight, I think it was sort of a, in terms of stuff, could have been a lot better.
Regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster you have there.
I love how it is. Yes, it is. Ta-ta! And so it adds a different dynamic for solving the puzzles and kind of doing things, because it becomes almost a rock, paper, scissors kind of match. In terms of graphics, it looked great and that, but really what I think shines about this game and does it right and shows kind of what Tim Schafer could do back then, and obviously he's proven in recent years with games like what was it, Brutal Legend and Psychonauts and things like that, is that he had this sort of style that looked phenomenal and did some great things in terms of style, and that, like I think he did a fantastic job with this game. It's one of my favorite PC games, one of my favorite games, period. So let's actually show a little bit more of this game. I'm going to show you kind of a cool little cutscene to kind of give you a taste of some of the voice acting in this game. Like I said, we have Mark Hamill's game. We've got some people that you may recognize right off the bat if you hear some voices right now. You might know the names, but you definitely recognize the voices. Right here, in fact.
Look at him run.
And some of them are actually, some of the voice actors are very apparent who they are, and it adds for a great thing, because it's such a stellar cast. They did a damn good job of voice acting. I think that's the one thing LucasArts did great when it came to the games. They knew how to write the lines, they knew how to do the animation, they knew how to get the right talent for it, but more importantly, they knew how to tell the talent to do it, because there are countless games I have played that have talent by people that don't know what the hell they're doing, or have had talent by well-known actors that don't know what the hell they're doing. So there's it's great. So here we go. Here's some of the stylings of Mark Hamill.
Boss, it was Nestor's fault. Get in quick. I have a plan. We're going to
Oh, Mark Hamill playing
She already has a back.
the glorious Adrian Berger, one of my favorite video game villains. I like him. I like him. I usually like my villains very villainous, and just crazy and psychotic. That's my take on villains. So ultimately, we have to get all the items together to kind of make this bike go over there. In fact, we could try to go. What's he got that I ain't got?
Except for a
real clear booster, hover left, and a silver lamp with a Dayglow flame painted on it. So we have to get all those items to win, else we would die. So it definitely shows a lot about what it is that makes this game great. It's a fantastic soundtrack done by the Gone Jackals and everyone else. It's a funny LucasArts game. It's definitely a fun game to play. And like our other previous game, and if you can find a copy of it, you can run it on Scum VM and play it on anything from Mac, PC, Linux, and so everybody can experience this game if they can get a copy of it. And it makes for a great game to kind of trip back on, especially if you've never gotten into the point-and-click adventure game genre. I think this is one of the greater games to start off with. This, Sam & Max, the Tales of Monkey Island, we have The Dig. There's just a slew of many games that we didn't cover that are, of course, the the quintessential first one, the one that kicked off the Scum engine, that being Maniac Mansion. So there's a lot of stuff that's out there that I recommend you try if you've never ever gotten a point-and-click adventure games. Well, that's all the time we have for gameplay today, so give me a second and stay tuned for my final summation on not only Full Throttle, but LucasArts and their point-and-click adventure games. So what is my final take on Full Throttle? Honestly, it is one of the better games of the 1990s. Though it's not the last game to use the Scum engine, it's a great example of what LucasArts did, showing how they improved the engine. The mechanics may be the same as the previous games, but it has its own style. By bringing in some A-list voice acting talent, great music, and an excellent art design, Tim Schafer did a great job making the world of Full Throttle unique in style and something that's lasted the test of time. It never feels dated. Just put on a fresh texture coat and this game would be perfect in our HD-heavy world. So what can we learn from adventure games, especially in a time where fast-paced first-person shooters are king? One word: pacing. Because the game can't dazzle players with in-your-face visuals or flare effects, it has to pace out the story. By doing this, it has the same effect as a good movie or book in terms of narrative and execution. Though it is linear in the storytelling, by giving the player the ability to choose the dialogue, the player doesn't see it that way, allowing for the story to be immediately engaging and enveloping. It's one of the few genres that doesn't need flashy graphics to be good, and despite going out of fashion in modern game design, it still has its die-hard fans. It's a genre that I love dearly, and I'm glad there are companies like Double Fine and Telltale picking up the torch. Next time, we're back on the couch for some more console games.
Cool.
Thanks for watching this week's show. Of course, you can catch all of our previous episodes and join in on the discussion at our website, CosmicRadio.TV/RetroFunTime. Like we're doing? Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at CosmicRadio.TV and make sure to use hashtag RetroFunTime. So that's it for now, so tune in next time. And remember, it ain't art unless we prove it to be. Take care. Where did I put my phone? Ah, there it is. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. You go right here. That's where you belong, creepy Santa. Wait a minute. What are you guys still doing here? Go home. We got work to do. Now go away. You may start to have greedy thoughts.